Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Floyd. This is English 141, Week 6, if you missed class video. So Week 6 is all about transitioning out of Writing Project 1 and into Writing Project 2. Your summary essay should already be turned in as of this Wednesday at midnight. So be in touch if, there's any discussion about why that is late or not there yet. But I'm beginning to grade those now. And you'll see the turn-in place is right here in Week 6, Writing Project 1 Final Draft. In terms of transitioning you to thinking about Writing Project 2, you'll want to come in here under Readings and Resources and look at it. Writing Project 2 Rhetorical Analysis Essay. And get that opened up. See how much of it we can get on the screen at once. Yeah, here we go. So it's a rhetorical analysis. So that's kind of like what you did for the whale paper. And only this time you're going to be using a print advertisement. It tells you in the intro there that we've already studied how you can analyze a visual image for ethos, pathos, or logos. And then one of the things we did in class, I spent a good deal of class about, was how to also analyze the composition of the design of the page, the power of shapes, as it says there, colors, positions on the page. So I'll direct you to some places where you can catch up on what everybody else saw in class related to that. Some other ideas are here in the activity instructions and the questions. You pick an advertisement. It has to be print, not a commercial or video. And just make sure it's real. Sometimes people make ads just for the internet for humor's sake or whatever. So you want to make sure it's a real ad that was shown somewhere, published somewhere on a billboard, something. And then you're going to write a minimum four-page analysis of how this ad works. Like, what's it trying to convince us of? Who's the target audience? And then how does it do all that? So beside ethos, pathos, and logos, and all the color and shape stuff that you can use to talk about how the ad is working, there's some other questions here. What kind of cultural messages? So in class, I talked about cultural messages as maybe the unintended things that go along with the ad. The ad's trying to get you to buy hair straightener, but it's also sending some messages about what it means to be a girl, what it means to be a curly-haired girl, what it means to be a black girl, what's the social messages about straight hair or beauty. We get cultural messages similarly about what it means to be a man, about what it means to be a popular or happy. And sometimes those messages are disturbing. They're not healthy kind of messages. So it's worth looking at what all is this ad suggesting in terms of cultural messages. Like, is it okay to get old? Is it okay to have a wrinkle? Those kind of things. Then we talked about is the ad using populism or elitism? These are two different appeals, in addition to ethos, pathos, and logos. Populism appeals to our desire to be part of a group, one of the gang. I use the example of the Chevy truck ads. You tend to see a lot of people in or around the truck. It's a group outing. Everybody's having fun. They're kind of down to earth, doing things like camping. So that's one appeal. The opposite is elitism here. That's appealing to our desire to be kind of the best, above everybody else, just a little bit better, have the best of things, whatever you want to think of the best. So two very different appeals and ways that ads can work. Overall, these ads always use behavior modification. They're trying to get you to do something you don't do, buy something you don't buy, believe something you may not have believed before, vote for somebody you may not have planned on voting for. So they're always trying to modify our behavior. And they do it largely through association. That's associating the idea, the candidate, the product with something good, something happy, something successful. So all of these are ideas that you can apply as you're analyzing the ad. Here's the specific directions, 4 to 6 pages. You remember that doesn't include your cover page, your abstract page, or your reference page. You'll be turning it in the first time in week 9 and then doing some peer review, and it'll be a final by week 10. This paper, you'd have to look back on the syllabus. I don't have it on the top of my head, but I think it's worth a little bit more. Maybe the draft is worth 10 and the final draft is worth 15, or maybe 5 and 15, but still it's worth another big chunk of your grade. So we want to get on it right away. And this week will start us out. So definitely take some time to watch Molly Bang here. She's talking about how the simple shapes, the size of a shape on a page, the color of a background, the placement of something on the page affects us emotionally in different ways. And obviously that would be good stuff to be able to apply to your ad and get you closer to those 4 pages. So I just want to look at an ad that we did in class, see if we can get it. I'm trying to see how we can get it to all be down in this box. I don't know if we can. No, well, there it's getting bigger. Okay, so you maybe can't see all of it here, but it says the ravioli smile. You see, if although his head's cut off, that this happy kid's smiling, eating his bowl of ravioli. And then this is the text at the bottom. So your classmates in class said that definitely the raviolis, they're using association to associate it with happiness, the word smile and the kid's smile being so predominant right there. So happiness, good times, the placement of the child in the upper half of the page, Molly Bang says that associates him with ideas like happiness and freedom, things we tend to associate with our childhood. So it's working in that way. She said that horizontal lines imply stability. So some of your classmates talked about that kid is in a good, stable, happy place. His shirt might suggest. And then this print down here helped us to come to the conclusion that the target audience here is the parents, because this talks about it being 20 cents a serving. It talks about the nutrition level of a canned ravioli. I don't know about that, but it claims it. And all those would be things that would appeal to parents. And this line, the ravioli smile, you don't get it with soups or sandwiches. Every parent wants their kid to be happy and certainly doesn't want to fight at dinner time over what's going to be on the plate. So all of those appeals to parents. Associations with happiness get you to buy Chef Boyardee. Okay. Here we are, class, come back. Okay, so with that in mind, there were a couple other ads here that we worked through in class. You can play with them if you want. But to get to your hybrid activity, you've got a discussion that has the following instructions. You don't have to write so much this week, but you do have to find your ad. That's the first step to success on Writing Project 2. Find a good ad. And so your initial post is just sharing that ad with us. You can take a picture of it with your phone and upload the picture. You can give a link to it if you found it online. You don't have to write anything in your initial post unless you just want to, you think it matters to tell us when and where this ad, is it an ad from 2019 or an ad from 2002? Things like that might matter. But post it by tonight, ideally Friday night. And then that gives everybody until Sunday to comment on a couple of them, saying the kinds of things that I just went through. What do you see here? Do you see ethos, pathos, logos? Do you see an appeal to elitism or an appeal to populism? Is the layout of the page doing any of that work? Who's the target audience? Just anything interesting you notice about a couple of people's ads. So try to look for people who maybe don't have comments yet, and look for ads that kind of catch your eye as you work through these. That's by Sunday night. This discussion board will end, I just want to try to give you an example. See people are already posting. Cameron's got this Nike ad. I think it's Nike, right? Yeah. So that's what you're going to do this week. If you have any questions, be in touch via email. Show up in the virtual office hour on Sunday. And next week, we will be marching forward with your ad, forming a thesis, starting to make a plan for the paper, because you'll be writing that in the week after. All right. Hope you all are doing well.